Hi, everyone. This is Michelle Gramoglia, the President and CEO here at Woodland Pond, and this is my weekly address for a Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. We're going to do something a little bit different today because I've got a couple of different topics that I want to address. But what's going to happen is that for the first 15 minutes, stopping at 12:30, I'm going to do my normal weekly address with announcements, reminders, and news and notables, as well as many of the suggestions and rumors that I can get through by 12:30. Then I am going to start a new meeting, which will also be aired and live streamed to do questions and answers for the capital campaign on things that came up either from the Survey Monkey or things that we did not answer yesterday in the presentation. So we're going to do that. And so you can just stay tuned. I'm going to disappear at 12:30 and then I'm going to reappear shortly thereafter. Fingers crossed this all works. So getting into a couple of things, today at 4 o'clock, we have our very first visit by the improv troupe called Happenstancery, and they are coming to do an hour-long demonstration and workshop, and this is open for all residents. The workshop will be interactive and will comprise, will include games and acting exercises. This is a great opportunity for you to explore an improv talent that you never knew that you had. What an exciting and fun thing to do. Today at 5 o'clock is our quarterly Health Center Family Council meeting. And this is for all loved ones of residents in the health center, whether you're an existing resident or a family member that does not live at Woodland Pond. This is available on Zoom. And if you are a health center loved one, you should have received that Zoom link previously. If not, we will make that available when we send this link to the address out. And also you may attend that in person in the classroom. Please do bring your questions and comments. We will see you at 5 o'clock for that. We have added a bus trip on Friday, August 1st, which is this Friday, and that will be departing at 1 p.m. Again, open to all residents that are able to independently join. And we're going to be taking a trip to the Roost Arts of New Paltz, which is a gallery. And we are going to go bring you to see the curated show called Inspiration. This is a showcase displaying a number of multiple mediums of art and photography and a couple of pieces by our very own Michelle Caccavano that were selected to be part of the show. I've seen them. They're beautiful images, and they will be in good company with works from others here in New Paltz. The works of art for this particular show were selected for their power to spark, stir, and inspire emotion and imagination. For this trip, which is Friday, we'd like you to sign up at Concierge. On Monday the 4th, the Jazz Pioneers will be back and performing a concert in the Independent Living Courtyard, maybe under the new lights in the awnings. That will be on Monday at the 4th at 6:30 p.m. and perfect time to enjoy the outside and catch that beautiful view of the ridge. We have coming up on, this is kind of a far outlook, but on Thursday, August 31st at 2 p.m. in the PAC, we are going to be having a fall prevention seminar that's going to be run by our Director of Rehab, Jonathan Papon. So you'll want to put that on your calendar. And the last update of this type is for anyone that was unable to attend the Senior Jeopardy event last week, which was on the 22nd, and I understand it was fantastic, so much fun. That is now, the recording of that is now posted on our YouTube channel, and we are going to be doing that again, so stay tuned for the next game date on that. Late breaking. There is still registration forms available for the Brain Health Team's very first ever game day tournament, which is going to be on Sunday, August 17th. This is open to the public and to residents. There is a $25 registration fee, and the proceeds are going to be split between a donation to the Alzheimer's Association and as well activities that the Brain Health Team is supporting in our memory care unit, Garden View. There will be a variety of different games, mahjong, table games, board games, those kinds of things. It's a great time to get together for a great cause. There will be box lunches available for purchase, and you can register at Concierge by Thursday, August 14th. Rumors and suggestions. A lot of these have been distributed to my team. We've got about 10 minutes, so I'll get through as many as I can, and then we're going to do some Q&A for things related to the capital campaign. The very first, this was a notice that we had a typo in the menu on the 21st. We offered mussels, and then we offered mussels in the same thing. So thank you for that catch. We can always use a typo proofreader. I know I personally can. The next says, why can't we be open for lunch in the dining room on Saturday? This is something that Phil is going to discuss with the dining committee at their meeting next week to determine if there's an interest in doing a trial of lunch on Saturdays in the bistro. Phil will explain in that meeting the minimum number of consistent covers or meals that we're putting out that would need to be happening on those Saturdays in order for this to be considered to be viable. So if you are on the dining committee or if you're interested in this topic and have an opinion, please do take that to the dining committee meeting next week. Since the new activities committee is a resident council committee and not a management committee, the residents council should select committee members, not management, and a staff member should not be running the committee. Am I incorrect? The activities committee is now our second, what is called combined committee. Just like SUSCOM is a combined committee, this activities committee is a combined committee. And what that means is it's run by a combination of residents and members of the staff. And these committees are important because there's a lot of operational issues that are impacted by and impact activities similar to SUSCOM. So it's very important that there is a great cohesion between staff and residents on this right from the get-go. There was a discussion with the Residents Council about how the members for this committee should be selected, and the application process and selection process running through Jason and his department was the ultimate outcome of that discussion. If you have any concerns about that process, certainly take those to the Residents Council, and we can think about that for the next committee that's formed. In the meantime, we are very excited to see this committee coming together. I had a chance to take a look. We had a great deal of applicants for being on the committee. I know that this is an indication that you are all so hungry for the best possible programming that we can bring you, and I'm so looking forward to more integration, great fresh ideas, a lot of collaboration with the health center and independent living, and really just kind of bringing our programming up a level or 5. We're already doing a great job, but there's a lot of enthusiasm here, and I want to thank everybody that is putting their name in the ring on that. We've seen similar comments to this before, but I will read it because it's here. It appears that landscaping staff spend their day riding around outside on the noisy, polluting carts. Is that an effective use of their time? Shouldn't they be cutting down low-hanging tree branches and doing weeding? We have just received word today that our new golf cart has arrived. This is an electric golf cart to replace the one that we currently have, but the batteries have become unchargeable at this point. This was a capital investment that we knew we needed to make in 2025, and it's in keeping with our goals from a sustainability perspective. So you will start seeing that being utilized more. There are certain things that the Gator, which is the gas-powered utility vehicle, really need to be used for. It's a work vehicle, unlike a golf cart, which can certainly transport people, but the Gator is designed to support grounds maintenance. And while yes, it does make noise, it's really no different than a vehicle. But yes, our folks that are doing grounds got lots of different jobs all the time. They're doing mulching, they're doing different weeding projects and so forth, but I have certainly passed that along to Tom. This one says, I was surprised to hear Dave in his address report that that 94 new apartment units will be available during the expansion at Woodland Pond. When entering the main building and independent living with all the wheelchairs, walkers, battered old furniture, the old rug, Woodland Pond Independent Living currently looks like a nursing home. Do you really think Woodland Pond will attract enough people to fill 94 new apartments in IL? There's a couple of things in here to address. First and foremost, it is the responsibility of concierge and the drivers to ensure that there are no walkers or power mobility devices in the lobby. This is something that Jason and I are both very dedicated to making sure happens, but I'm sure at times there's an oversight there. So this is a great reminder for us to be really in tune to that, because like you, we don't want any kind of resident personal belongings to be in our common areas. So whether it would be a grocery cart or a walker, that's not the place. The lobby is not the place for your personal items, whatever they are. So we have a mechanism to make sure that those are moved to the cart room if you leave them here when you're out on a trip or something like that. In terms of the other comments about the age of the lobby and the condition of things, without a doubt, we know we need an upgrade and an update, and this is exactly why our renovation project will be beginning hopefully in the next couple of months that we've been planning for the last 3 years. Currently, we're seeing absolutely no slowdown in marketing, and our waiting list in independent living, even despite moving people in all the time, fluctuates between 65 units and 70 units on the wait list at any given time. And that is without us doing any direct marketing. We are not sending out mailers. We're not making phone calls to people. This is all resident referral or a very limited amount of digital marketing. When the time comes that we will be looking to start taking deposits for these units in the expansion property, the way that it works is that you may not break ground on construction in New York State unless you have 70% of your units deposited on. And that is an assurance for the residents. New York State Department of Health, Department of Financial Services will not give you permission to begin construction on a new project or on an expansion project if you have not received in hand actual monetary deposits of 70% of the intended new units. I think that this is a fantastic stopgap, a measure to protect existing residents and future residents and to protect the community. And although we do like to joke a lot that New York State is very heavily regulated, and that's why there are only 12 CCRCs in the state because of the regulations and how onerous some operators feel that they are, this is a perfect example of a way that a regulation protects the viability and the spending of the dollars on projects. You cannot put a shovel in the ground on these projects until you have pre-sold 70% of the units. So when the time comes and it looks like we're going to be, ramping up that marketing, you will see our marketing efforts will increase. And, we have absolutely no concern about the demand. The very first part of the testing of the viability of this entire master planning project, which goes all the way back to January of 2022, was to hire a consulting firm to do a full market feasibility study. And that data came back in that Woodland Pond has a very strong market, no competition. The housing market is incredibly strong in the Hudson Valley, and the age and income demographic of incoming seniors is expected to not only remain stable, but to grow. And of course, we are the only CCRC in the state, and from what I understand, nearly the country that has had consistent 100% occupancy year over year for the last several years. So we're quite satisfied that the demand will be there, but the proof will be in the pudding. And we can't wait to get those new carpets in the lobby. They will just help us to put a brighter face on. But we're doing what we can to accelerate that, and very excited to be getting shovel ready, at least on the renovations. Okay, I see that it's 12:30, so I'm going to break off for this section, and in just a minute, I'm going to pop back on your screens to do a question and answer, or to answer some of the frequently asked questions that came up either in the meeting yesterday for the capital campaign, or questions that came from the Survey Monkey that we did not have time to answer. I will see you in a few.